All right, fight fans, UFC 311 just took place, and I'm here to break down what exactly happened. I'm only going to be doing the main card because on my first video, I also only did the main card. Why? I don't know, but let's keep going. Anyways, with the first fight on the main card, Ridder versus Holland, thank the Lord, Ridder choked his man out. Thank the Lord, he made him quit. This egotistical piece of garbage. Thank you so much. Ridder defeats Kevin Holland via rear naked choke submission in round freaking 1. Ridder literally went for a takedown on the he literally took no time. It was the first second of the round. He just ran to Holland, took him down. Holland doesn't really like to stand up at all. All you have to do is you just have to take him down, and he's pretty much just gonna stay there for the rest of the round. But I will say he was having some success on the bottom position. He was doing a few strikes. He was actually landing a few of them, a lot of them actually. And then he was attempting a couple of arm bars, but nothing really fazed Ridder. But at the end of the day, it was just pure domination to start to finish. Textbook performance by Ridder. Shout out to him for making Kevin Holland quit. Now let's move on to Jailton Almeida versus Serghei Spivac. I don't know how to pronounce Spivak. I don't know how to say that, but let's keep going. Spivak came out very, very strong, and surprisingly, this man took down Almeida. I was not expecting that, and that literally happened a few seconds into the round. But Almeida's just stayed composed and reversed the position. 2 minutes left in the round. After a brief scramble, both fighters just came back to their feet. But Almeida lands a big right hand that rocks Spivak, showing his power on the feet, which I'm very surprised because after he got knocked out, he just turned into a wrestler, and he literally rocked him bad. Almeida just takes Spivak down, flattens him out on his back, and just starts raining down strikes. The ref steps in a few seconds left in the round. I thought it could have gone to round 2, but I wasn't really mad about the stoppage, so it doesn't really matter. Shout out to Almeida. Very, 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 very good fight. And oh my gosh, Jamahal Hill versus Jiří freaking Procházka, baby. This was one of my favorite fights of the card. Now, in round 1, Jiří and Hill just started off with a classic Ferreira-like stare down. Both looked ready to go. This was very, very... It wasn't as intense as the Ferreira versus, Jiří, or Ferreira versus Hill. It wasn't that intense, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But anyways, the round started. Jiří landing a clean, straight left hand. It didn't start, but on the round, Jiří landed a very, very clean, straight left hand, knocking down Jamahal Hill very, very early in the round. After knocking him down, the fight turned very, very scrappy. Both were landing shots, throwing each other, but Hill suffered a broken nose that you can visibly see that he was breathing through he had to breathe through his mouth. So that was going to be... I'll come back to that later on as I talk about the rounds. In round 2, both fighters turned into John Jones and just started eye poking each other. They added 2 or 3 minutes extra because they were just resting because of the eye pokes. John Jones would be definitely happy about that. But yeah, the fight just remained scrappy. They were very, very fast. They look very, very fast, both of them. It was kind of insane. I don't know how Ferreira makes these people look like amateurs. I'm not even joking. It's actually insane when they're not fighting Ferreira, these people look amazing. Anyways, Jiří just mixed, bro. This man, he was going crazy. He was smashing out the buttons, doing crazy stuff, but he wasn't doing it as crazy. You know what I mean? He was doing it, but less. So it was very, very... I like how composed he looked. But Hill landed a freaking body shot that you could... I thought he was gonna finish the fight when he landed a body shot, because Jiří went for a jumping knee, or not a jumping knee, but he went for a leg kick to the right side of the body, and Hill hit him straight in the middle of the body, and Jiří looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. I really thought he was really hurt, but he wasn't. But the wind definitely got taken out of him, and he kept going for the body, and that was it for round 2. To be honest, I wasn't really scoring. This is even better because I wasn't even scoring the fight because I knew it was gonna be a knockout. I wasn't even giving the score on my notes here. That I literally knew it was gonna be a knockout. I didn't even score at all. Anyways, in round 3, man, oh man, Jiří hurt Hill very early, forcing Hill to like backpedal. I don't know if he was rocked. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he didn't have jelly legs. He just kept going back, you know, to cover up. But Jill recovers very quickly, man. And yo, props to these two, because these two chins are incredible. I didn't know how tough these two were because they just went against Alex Pereira, man. But these two people are very tough. This fight on the 3rd round felt like a 5th round freaking war. I promise, like, if you watched it live, you would feel like you were in a 5th round bout. It was insane in the 3rd round. The tension was through the roof. Both fighters showing grit. It was absolutely amazing. But in round 3, it was just the end of Hill, man. Jiří just letting it devastate. It was a combo, left-right combo that knocked down Hill. It was left and then right, bing, and then just Hill just went down again. But he managed to get back up really fast. But Hill grabbed his freaking head with his left hand and did an uppercut, and that just sent him down to the floor. Jill just got his back and just rained down ground and pound on him, and the fight was freaking over. Man, that was such a great fight. I was literally screaming. I was screaming out of my, bro. It was absolutely amazing. Good, beautiful fight. Now, I think Jiří looked absolutely better in this fight. His defense was better. I will say it was better. I don't think he beats Alex, though. His defense has to improve more before he beats Alex. His hands are still too... He did have his hands up a little more. He even said it himself. He had his hands up a little more after the fight. But he needs to have it more. His defense was absolutely phenomenal. His gas tank definitely looked better than Hill's through the fight. But I'm pretty sure that was because he broke his nose on the first round when he did that straight left hand. Or was it right? Yeah, left hand. And yeah, that's the reason I'm pretty sure he had a better gas tank. But that's just part of fighting. He had a better gas tank. He had a better gas tank because of the right, or because of that left hand. But both of them look very sharp. But in the later rounds, Jiří just looked way sharper. He looked way faster. His counter strikes were absolutely phenomenal. It was so freaking fast. It was insane. Now, I don't think they should give Jiří another freaking rematch. Like, come on, bro. We're really gonna see a 3rd rematch? He lost twice. Actually, I can't say convincingly. He lost the second one convincingly, and then this first one was, I guess, an early stoppage. I'll give him that. But I just want to see that fight. The only way I want to see that fight is if Ankalaev beats Pereira, and then he fights Jiří fights Pereira, and then he fights for the title against Ankalaev. That's the only way I want to see Jiří fight Pereira again. Other than that, don't give that man Pereira. But the problem is, if Pereira wins against Ankalaev, then what the hell is going to happen? I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the machine against Umar Nurmagomedov. Man, this was a fight that I did not expect it would be this freaking good. Now, in round 1, the fight started with some very awkward exchanges. They were just, I'm not even gonna lie, they were just closing their eyes and just throwing that shit. They weren't even landing. I promise, they were not even landing on each other. They were just swinging. And I love that. I absolutely love that. They were just swinging. It was very it was just sloppy, man. It was just very sloppy. But towards the end of the round, Umar cracked Merab, and this is the first round. Umar just cracked Merab with a big shot that it seemed to like wake up Merab, and Merab was like moving his, you could see him moving his jaw, like it literally woke him up. That was like a wake up call from Merab. So that round was clearly round 1 for Umar. He landed the more effective strikes, especially at the end. Stole the round. Not even stole, he just won the round very convincingly. In round 2, Merab did the same thing again and just bite down on his freaking mouth guard and just started freaking swinging wild shots. Both of these people were just swinging. It was absolutely beautiful. Merab just kept shooting for takedowns, but Umar just defended them very, very well. And Umar just reversed one of Merab's takedowns and took Merab's back. But Umar's back was against the cage, so it was very awkward. So Merab just got back very, very quickly. So these people just couldn't hold each other down, and they were just fighting. They were literally just fist fighting. It was all fist fight most of the time. But yeah, Merab just kept going forward. You know, the machine just kept going forward, keeping the high pace. It was a close round, but I gave it to Umar 2-0 because of the cleaner shots and the bigger shots against each other. So it was 2-0 Umar heading into round 3. In round 3, Merab went for a takedown, but Umar defended it well again. But as they separated, Umar landed a very awkward shot. It was like they were on their knees, almost standing. They were standing up, but they were on their knees when the shot happened. But Merab just hit a solid shot while as they were standing. That was a very, very good punch. But as the fight got even the fight got even scrappier, and it was so freaking fun to watch, man. I don't think I've ever had so much fun watching Merab freaking fight. That was so freaking good, but it was very sloppy, but it was so fun to freaking watch. But Merab just started freaking clip farming in round 3. This man was being held down by Umar against the cage, and this guy was literally talking to the crowd. Like, what are you doing, bro? And then freaking Umar tried to take him down behind his back, and Merab was literally just standing there like a freaking statue, and he couldn't take him down. But then he did. But this guy needed to stop. This guy needed to stop freaking clip farming. This was absolutely insane. But I think Merab took that round, even because of the showboating, and the takedowns really didn't do anything because he didn't even keep them down anyways. He just got right back at me. He just started scrapping and scrapping, and he was just controlling the pace at this point, he was just controlling the pace, and I gave that round to Merab. 2-0 going into round 4. In round 4, these last 2 rounds is where it got very, very interesting because Merab tried repeatedly to take down Umar, but he couldn't just, he did take him down, but he just couldn't keep him down. Umar looked very, very strong, but this is the weird thing. Umar looked very, very strong, but you could see that his gas tank was very, very, it was like literally on getaway mode. I'm not even kidding. It was literally on getaway mode. But he was just so freaking strong. It's insane. We also found out after the fight that Umar's hand actually got broken, but it doesn't matter because Merab was also fighting injured on that fight. So I guess that negated each other. Anyways, in the last minute, Umar looked visibly exhausted. Like, I'm telling you, this man looked exhausted. And Merab took him down and clearly secured round 4. Heading into the final round, everybody. 2-2 last round decides it all. Who really freaking wants it? This round was a total domination by the freaking champion, Merab. I'm not even kidding. This was such a good freaking round. Merab came out pressuring Umar relentlessly, literally pushing forward nonstop. No matter what Umar threw at him, Merab just kept going forward and forward and forward and forward and forward. And in this round is where you saw Umar really, really struggle with that gas tank. You really saw, bro, he was exhausted, and Merab just kept going for takedowns. I think he got 2 takedowns, and that was at the end of that round. But I'm pretty sure he threw maybe 7 takedowns, missed 5, and got 2. I'm not sure about those numbers, but he missed a lot of takedowns. He didn't complete a lot of takedowns, but it doesn't matter. Because Umar was just backpedaling. And then at the end of the round, 1 minute left, Merab goes 1-2 and rocks freaking Umar. Are you freaking kidding me? He rocks Umar and then goes for the takedown. That's when he got the first takedown. He gets up again and gets the second takedown. And the final score is 3-2 Merab. What an incredible fight. Very scrappy. I wouldn't even consider this technical, but it was so scrappy and sloppy, but it was such a fun, good fight. I'm definitely going to be rooting for Merab. This man's resume is absolutely insane. This guy might be top 1 of all time out of his weight class. I'm not even kidding. Anyways, let's move on into Islam Makhachev to Renato Moicano. I cannot afford to lose. Man, this was a bit of a bummer because I thought Moicano would survive more. Look, I know I said that Islam Makhachev was gonna knock him out easily, but I really didn't think it was gonna be in. I don't even remember if I said first round. I think I said third, but I didn't think he was gonna go out first round by a submission, and it was so quickly, man. After all those fights that we had on the main card, it felt like a bummer how it ended because Islam just literally controlled. Like, Money Moicano came out like pressuring Islam Makhachev at the start, and they had like an exchange, and it looked like he like dropped Islam, but it was actually a slip. After the replay that we saw, it was a slip. But yeah, after that slip, Islam just took him down very, very easily, and Moicano attempted to get up, and he just couldn't. Islam is just too good, and he was locked in a Darce choke, securing a submission victory against Money Renato Moicano. Man, unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But that's going to be it for the main card. Now I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people are hitting on this guy. Okay? A lot of people don't like this guy right now. And his name is Arman freaking Tsarukyan. Everybody knows this. Arman Tsarukyan pulled out at a UFC 311 due to his back injury just 24 freaking hours before the freaking fight. That is absolutely insane. And in his coach's words, as you guys see on the screen, I'm going to read this to you. Arman Tsarukyan injured his back during his last sparring sessions with spasms and pain occurring sometimes. Now, I don't know if this pain, like, we don't know the details, specifics, but there's no way you injure in your last sparring session. This had to be a thing that it was gone maybe a few weeks, maybe a few days, and you didn't know if you're going to pull out. But what people are really reading and focusing on is on the last part. They decided to pull out after Tsarukyan could not cut any more weight and could not sit up or stand up. So people are just taking that last part and saying that he pulled out because he wasn't going to make weight anyways. So, I mean, I don't know what you think of it. This is just very, very unfortunate. I feel like Dana White might pull a Belal on this guy, bro. This guy is, keep in mind that Arman's only 28. He turned 28 in October, so he just turned 28. He's very, very young. He could easily get that Belal treatment by Dana, but at the same time, I don't know, because this is if you really look, I'm not gonna name any names, but if you really think about it, there's like 3 fighters in the top 7 in that division that are like on the decline. Okay, my brother. I'm not gonna name any names. I don't want to get some hate. But I'm being real. There's like 3-4 fighters in the top 8-7 that are on the decline. I'm just saying. I don't know if Islam will rematch Tsarukyan, or is he gonna move up or fight Topuria and then move up. I don't think he's gonna end up fighting Islam Makhachev. I'm just gonna be real. Also, keep in mind that Khabib's brother, that's on the same weight division, basically, not in the UFC yet. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be signed after he fights Paul Hughes in January 25th. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a contract after that, because that man is going to be 19-0 if he wins. I mean, he should win. Come on. It's going to be 19-0. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a contract. Even Islam Makhachev was saying, I saw a clip that he wants him to sign a contract in the UFC. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. But Other than that, I hope Tsarukyan just fully recovers and come back stronger. And I really hope to see that rematch against Islam Makhachev. Like, really. Like, please, bro. I want to see that matchup so freaking bad. Now, to end it off, let's talk about a former UFC fighter. Look, I'm going to just keep this one short. Anthony Taylor versus Darron TIll. Look, Till basically dominated the entire fight. I don't know if he like felt bad for Anthony Taylor. Like, he could have easily countered this man with a freaking uppercut the entire match, but he waited and waited and waited. I don't know what the hell was doing. He was like savoring the fight, you know, making the taste buds light up a little bit, but I don't know. Anyways, Taylor didn't throw a single punch until the 5th round. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. He didn't throw a single punch in the 5th round, and those 2 punches that he landed on the 5th round, he busted freaking Till's nose. He just started bleeding out of nowhere. It was kind of a little weird, and the commentating team, the commentators were literally saying comeback time. They were literally screaming comeback from those 2 shots, man. After those 2 shots, but those were the only 2 shots that he will ever hit on Darron TIll, and Till just kept jabbing him, and just 1, 2, 1, 2. Because he's not really like a vicious knockout type of guy. He's like a combination and then puts you out type of guy. But I didn't think he was going to do it in the 6th round. But he did do it in the 6th round. You know, he just threw a combination. Taylor just went into the ropes. And that was it. I also heard that Taylor collapsed as he left the ring at the broadcast team. I didn't hear. I saw it. Errol Hawani tweeted that he collapsed and that the broadcasting team was very, very concerned. Let's hope he gets a full recovery too, man. Like, I don't like seeing people injured like this. I mean, I love the watching fights, but I don't want to see them die or anything, you know. So let's hope he gets a full recovery, gets very healthy, gets strong, and gets back there, you know, back to fighting. Anyways, that's gonna be it for UFC 311. If you want more news, make sure to leave a like, hit that sub button so you guys don't miss any content. And with that being said, I'll see everyone very, very soon. Goodbye.